Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today, we are going to be covering episode 3 of season 2 of Tokyo Revengers. As always, we are brought to you by the Anime Show. And my adult beverage of choice today, because it's kind of early-ish in the day, is going to be a Michelob Ultra because I want something a little light, get me started for getting through the day. What about you,
Right.
Lance?
Today I will be drinking a Bell's Two Hearted Ale American IPA. It's got some fish on it. It's pretty decent.
I did see those. Not obviously not my cup of tea, so it's just whatever.
Right, you're not an IPA guy.
Yep. Lance, you want to kind of let everybody know what happened in episode 3?
Yep. In this episode, we get to see how Takemichi survives the run-in with Black Dragon, with Taiju wanting, Takemichi dead. And the other biggest thing in this episode might be the takeaway from Takemichi confessing to Chifuyu about all of his abilities and how he knows about the future and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, that
And
was huge news.
oh yeah, did not expect that coming, by the way, either. I thought this
No.
was going to be a secret till the basic end, and like maybe him confessing his powers would be like some kind of season finale kind of thing, or close to the end of the series itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thrown away with that as well because I mean Chifuyu and Takemichi go travel far away. Still don't even know why they traveled.
Yeah, they just had to like get away from just that crew. Sorry, my cat's in the way. But yeah, that was really weird.
Yep.
I guess I could have just gone out the back door and just had a conversation there, because Shifu is the one that wanted to take him away in the first place. But
Yep.
the takeaway of that whole event was the confession. So
Yep.
yeah, it was kind of a weird scenario.
Yeah, that was. I wonder if we'll find out what happens, unless that whole conversation was how to save Hakai from leaving Toman. And that was what the conversation was going to be about.
Maybe.
Again, would be weird to travel so far just to be like, hey, this is how we're going to save Hakai from leaving Toman.
Right. Yeah, it almost sounded like there was going to be some kind of bromance thing going on otherwise, because yeah, it
I
was
think that's already
all
there.
it was all Chifuyu's idea. So the fact Takemichi letting in the secret did all the heavy lifting for that scene. So
Yep.
it's strange that it happened in the first place.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I did like the fact that, they made an explanation on why Chifuyu believes Takemichi. He was like, I heard you tell Baji that he was going to die. And that was just way too specific. And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It is way
Right.
too specific.
Right. Yeah. So I bought everything. I was totally on board with his acceptance for it. I liked
Mhm.
how they did say that, he didn't believe he was a time traveler or anything, but he knew something was up. So I was cool with all that.
Yeah, they made it a believable scenario in which everything happened. And then just to kind of continue, they had the conversation, the meeting with all of the leaders about Hakai.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then, they go in the past where Takemichi and Chifuyu are having their explanation on how to save Hakai. And then he's like, oh yeah, Chifuyu's a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't I thought plan B was going to be like, they said that they were going to write down some things in this notebook, and it's just bullshit anyway. So
Yeah.
they both got lucky how, what's his name? Takashi, the whiter hair guy,
Yeah.
basically came around and saved him, which now we're going to have to find out why, because as we know in the future, Hakai ends up leaving, going to Black Dragons. Is that going to be a separate event that they're going to have to go through? Like, is he going to try quitting again? Or is the sole fact that Takemichi stood up for him was enough to change Takemichi, we got Takashi. Was the fact that Takemichi stood up for Hakai is the reason that Takashi changed his mind and said, nah, we'll keep you?
I don't think so. I think it's just their friendship, and that's why he didn't let him leave. I think he is going to be in charge of Black Dragons after the fight, the war with Black Dragons. I think that's what's going to happen is that they're going to basically allow Hakai to be in charge because, well, it's his brother. So now it's kind of a better transition into being in charge instead of just him leaving. And I think
Right.
that's how he becomes in charge of Black Dragons. It'll be interesting to see if any of our theories are correct, which, I mean, we did kind of call Hakai attempting to leave Tomon to save Takamichi. So who knows? Maybe we'll get 2 for 2 on this one.
Right. Yeah, I could see this. Yeah, maybe like season one with the big ass battle or something. Like this season's finale, this course finale, whatever it's gonna be, is gonna be like the death of Taiju by Hakai's hand. And then maybe they just engulf Black Dragon from there or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And I obviously going to be building up for another war
Yep.
because, well, Taiju beat up Takamichi, full well knowing that he was a captain in Tomon. And then they go into basically the militaristic leadership style that Taiju has and how different Black Dragons is comparatively to when we had seen him in season 1. So I thought that was really good too.
Yep. That was good information. I like that they changed it up a little bit.
Yep. And Anime Logic, apparently he's 17, by the way.
Yeah, right. We thought this dude was like 30. Yeah.
Nope, 17. Professional fighter, 17-year-old. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Perks of
So,
being a tall, muscular dude in Japan.
yeah, I guess we'll go with that. Which, I mean, Hakai is huge too. But
Yeah.
you brought that up where basically he's Draken, but with different hair.
Right. Yeah. So I'd like to see a fight with Draken and Taiju at this point.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Or it might be because he's so much older, it might be a Mikey and Draken fight.
Ooh, yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Maybe he gets all cocky and it's like, I can take both the 2 strongest members of Tomon and then loses. That'd be interesting.
Right.
So yeah, it's not really too much happened in this episode either. I feel like this is going to be a lot of build up for what's going to happen in towards the end of the season.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of good info in this.
yep.
Definitely did not dull the episode by any means. I
Mhm.
was still completely invested. This episode felt like it was 5 minutes long again because it was still just really good.
Yeah, it's very well done. No complaints about not having a bunch of action because I feel like in a few episodes we're going to have just long fights with everybody.
Yep.
And that's I'd like finding out reasons why we're having this war instead of just being like, I feel like beating you up today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so definitely invested. Can't wait for next week.
Yep. Question: do you think Takamichi is going to tell more people about his basically ability, or do you think it's going to be a one-off?
My first impulse is nobody else, but now I'm wondering like if he tells Mikey and that's the reason why he disappears.
Maybe that'd be really cool. Be kind of interesting to find out what happens.
What are your
I
thoughts?
think he's just progressively going to start telling people because he finds out that he needs help. He can't do this alone,
Right.
even though he wants to.
Yep, I
And
can see both those happening.
so I think he's just. I don't think he's going to tell Hina until. I think she's going to be the last one to know. So it'll be interesting.
Sure. Other
But
than
do you have
that,
anything else to talk about?
no, I'm pretty good on that.
Yeah, another good episode. Another can't wait for next week for finding out more about what happens, especially to Hakai.
Yeah, definitely. I'm liking them now.
Yes, yes. But that is episode 3 of Tokyo Revengers. Again, we are brought to you by the Anime Show. Make sure to go check them out. Make sure to we have that affiliation with Right Stuff Anime. So go check them out too. I know they're having awesome sales and stuff going on right now. So perfect time if you want some more anime stuff. But make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and let us know what you thought of this episode. Have a good one.
Later, guys.